Okay. Welcome to tonight's team call. I know there's going to be a little bit of a delay. There's going to be a little bit of a delay on the Facebook side of things, I think. So, if you do comment and I don't answer you right away, I see you. It's just a delay. So, welcome to the last team call of February. Can you guys believe it? Oh, shoot. And I was going to at the end, I'll do a shout out for Success Club. Let me do that right now quick. It's gonna have me re-sign in. Shoot, I should have done this beginning. Tonight I kind of have a special call for you guys. I'm going to be sharing my story on like how I got into coaching, my story before coaching, what my why was when I got started as a coach, and what my why is and my vision is now, and then a little bit about like what I see for our team, what kind of mission I see for our team, and then what I see as our culture for our team. I haven't ever done a call like this before, so I'm excited to kind of just share and talk with you guys and just kind of like share with you guys what's been on my heart for how I see our team growing, because I have this feeling that our team is going to start exploding over the next couple months and the rest of this year. And I know I have a huge goal of doubling my income this year with coaching. With coaching, and I see it. Like I officially feel like I've already done that. And even though it hasn't happened, I just feel so much more confident now knowing that I've been working on my beliefs. I've been putting systems in place for me and for you guys. My onboarding system is simple and it's been effective because Paula has gone through it and she's been kicking butt. And just getting things like getting clarity on like where I want to go, what I want our team to look like, who I want to work with, how I want that to look. And I feel like once you get that clarity down and what you want your business to look like and where you want to go, what your goal is, who you want to work with, what you want your business to look like, and just even the clarity on like when somebody says they're interested, knowing what to send them. And that's, you guys, the prospecting process is for you. Make sure you check that out if you feel like you're scared to invite because you don't know what to say, what that process looks like. So there is that for you guys. So let's run down quick with shout out for Success Clubs. Who has Success Club points on the board? First off, Paula has 4 Success Club points. Way to go, Paula. She is a brand new coach too. She's joined in May. So she's already hit Success Club 4. She's already signed up a coach. So proud of her. Shout out to Tiffany. She has 2 on the board. Who else? What else we got? Shout out to Samara. She has 2 on the board. Shout out to Anita. She has 2 on the board. And Casey has 2 on the board. Victoria, shout out to you, girl. You have 4. Jennifer has 2. Dawn has 2. Shakti has 8. Way to go, girl. You have hit Success Club 5. And I am sitting at Success Club 8. And I believe I just had a new coach sign up tonight too somewhere. She just texted me. So I should be at Success Club 10, which is always my goal for every month, is at least Success Club 10. So you guys keep going. There's still, 4 days left of the month. So keep going, keep inviting people, keep following up with people who said they've been interested in the past, letting them know about the summer sale going on right now. Using the prospecting process, using the follow-up section in there with people, and just focusing on that, even talking with like your current customers that maybe have Beachbody On Demand, letting them know about the sale, because even the completion packs are $130, and I think they're normally like $150 maybe. So they're even on sale, so they could join with a 10 rounds completion pack and get the 10 rounds and get Shakeology or the performance line for mega cheap too. So share that with your customers that already have Beachbody On Demand. So get out there, start talking about things, start talking about your journey, and end the month strong. So let's get into, make sure I see that there's a handful of you guys on. So if you're on, say hey so I know you see me. I saw Jen said hey. And if you guys have any questions along this whole way, let me know. but I'm just going to kind of rock and roll. So I have been, Jen, Success Club 5. Go get it, girl. You got this. 2 new coaches. Let's do it. 2 new coaches. You got this. I'm declaring that over you. Let's get started. So I have been a coach for over 9 years. I joined in April 2011. I believe I was in my senior year in college when I joined. And before that, I was working, a little backstory before I started coaching. I was working multiple part-time jobs. I was working in a daycare. I was working at a tanning salon. I was waitressing. I had just like 6 months prior had gotten out of a verbally abusive relationship that I didn't really know was verbally abusive until years and years later. Now I'm like, when I look back on that relationship, I'm like, holy crap. I just had no idea. I was super naive. So I got out of kind of like a verbally abusive relationship. I didn't really know who I was. I looked happy on the outside. I had this front that I was happy on the outside, but deep down, I felt lost. I felt like, I wasn't, and these are beliefs that I've been working through now. Like, I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't doing enough. And for me, that wasn't necessarily into my business, but into my health and fitness, into my jobs, which is probably why I had so many jobs, because I was constantly feeling like I'm not working enough to earn enough, because I was still living barely paycheck to paycheck when I was in college. I had so many jobs. I was like one of those part-time junkies. I just like jumped around to part-time jobs. And now when I look back, I think it's because I was not made for a day job, honestly. I just did not like when people were telling me what to do. I wanted that flexibility. And not that that sounds bad. I just like to have my own freedom. I like to have my own flexibility. And I didn't like to be watched over like a hawk, does that make sense? I didn't like to be managed. And a lot of the jobs I had were kind of like that. I was a waitress. I worked at a tanning salon. I was, later, a couple years after I graduated, I did, I was in like a reception job at a physical therapy office. And I just like, looking back, I'm like, I was just not made for a job where somebody was telling me what to do and I had to clock in and clock out. I just like was not made for that. So I went to school for exercise science and psychology. My freshman and sophomore year, I was at a tech school. I played volleyball. I drank a lot. I ate a lot. I gained the freshman 15. All like your classic, right? Your classic new freshman, sophomore. And then after that, I went to Moorhead State in Minnesota, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I did know one thing. I did know I had a passion for fitness. I had a passion for helping people, and I knew that one day, God knows when, I don't know when at that time, because I hadn't met Nick yet, but I did know I wanted to be able to stay home with my future babies when I had them. And I didn't want to have to ask my husband for money. I didn't want to have to depend on his income. I didn't want to have to ask him for money for groceries, or ask him for money for a gift for himself or gifts for the kids, or I didn't want to have to depend on somebody else for my income. But I knew I wanted to be home. And I knew I had a passion for health and fitness, and I knew I had a passion for helping people. So I went to school for exercise science, fitness part, and psychology, mindset part, right? And my plan was, when I graduated, was to start some online health and fitness coaching. Can you guys believe it? Like, when I look back, I'm like laughing my head off. This was before online fitness coaching was a thing, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, before it was even a hot thing. And I had no idea what I was going to do. I just knew that I had a passion for those two things. So that's what I went to college for. And when I got to the point when I was like, okay, I'm going to graduate in like 6 months, what the heck am I going to do? I had no idea how I was going to make that work. because I didn't really want to do personal training because I didn't want to be stuck on somebody else's clock. I didn't want to have to come in at 5 o'clock in the morning to train people or 8, 9 o'clock at night, right? I wanted that flexibility because I knew once I had kids, that wasn't going to fly. I wanted to be home. So fast forward to the daycare job that I was working at, and I was in the toddler infant room, and this little blonde girl, if you guys know Joelle, she's this little blonde girl. We were talking, sitting on the floor with the babies, and we were just chit-chatting. She asked me what I was going to school for, and I told her, and she was like, oh my gosh, you should totally check out this coaching thing that I started 6 months ago. She sent me a webinar, like a What is Coaching webinar by Mindy Wender. I watched it. A week later, I signed up. I was like, girl, how do I get going on this? And you guys, I signed up with Shakeology. That was before Beachbody On Demand. That was before challenge packs even. There was like 2 years I was a coach without, there was no challenge packs. This was literally all we had was Shakeology, and all the workouts were on DVDs. So I already had Insanity from years and years before. I had my mom buy me Insanity for Christmas one year. That was super dusty in the DVD case. And I put my Shakeology and my business fee on my credit card. And that's what it came out of for like 3 or 4 months until I was making enough to pay for that. So that's a little bit about my story. I like typical 22-year-old, I guess, but I had that vision, and that was the vision. That was the why. That was the goal that kept me showing up consistently every single day. Now, also, when I look back on that time, I was very consistent, but I was consistent 4 days a week. I was consistent Monday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I always took off because I ended up going home. I was still kind of drinking a lot. I was still not like 100% with my health and fitness. I had started a new relationship, AKA Nick. So I was consistent 4 days a week. And what I have learned and what I see now from that was every Monday I had to rebuild that momentum. And that's why it's so important that those little compound actions over time, every single day, like connecting with people every single day, 7 days a week or 6 days a week, inviting, even if it's one person every single day, showing up in your social media every single day, even if it's small things, they build up. So what I was doing was I was showing up 4 days a week, 3 days off. Every Monday, I had to rebuild that momentum. I had to restart. And I truly believe that that was a reason why it's taken me so long to get to where I am and where I want to go. I'm not even close to where I want to go, because I was consistent only 4 days a week. And it's kind of like your workouts. And, if you're only consistent 4 days a week, I know Lift 4 is only 4 days a week now, but if you're only consistent 4 days a week and you do absolutely nothing that help you the other 3 days, you won't see the consistent growth you want to see, right? So that's a little bit about me when I first got started. I also, when I first got started, I was still working. I graduated from college. I started personal training. So I was personal training at a gym for like a year, realized that was not fun. I did not like having to pay to a gym to use their facility. So I started personal training on the side out of Nick's garage and at my clients' house. So I did that for a good while until after we got married and moved into our other house. I also was working at, like I said, as a receptionist in a physical therapy office, and I was doing that. I think I did that for like nine months to a year. And the PT I worked with was super needy, super like wanted me there all the time. And that just kind of got to the point where I was like, all these little things were adding up, and I was like, this is not working for my life anymore. It's not working for my vision, for my goals. And we were planning a wedding at the time. So it was September of like 2000 or January or June or July of 2000. Gosh, when did we get married? September 14, 13? September. So it would have been 2013. I think we got married. 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago. And I realized, I checked my bank statements and I realized that I was making with coaching every week what I was making every 2 weeks as at this physical therapy office. So it was kind of like, okay, I literally put in my 2 weeks, jump shipped, and I went full on with coaching and my personal training I did. And I never looked back. And so now here I am like 6.5 years later, and I'm still working. I'm still working on my mindset stuff. That's another thing I feel like I never dove into, really digging deep in the beliefs and the limiting beliefs and the blocks that I had, that I have been doing in the last couple of years, which I truly believe has gotten me to this point of where I finally feel like I am elite coach. I am a six-figure earner. I am where I want to be, is because I've been doing this work here. And that's so important for you guys to know, is like, it takes time. But if we can really focus on working on ourselves, working through those limiting beliefs we have, and start seeing ourselves at that, as that diamond coach, as that emerald coach, as that coach who's earning $2,000 a month or a week or whatever. That is so important for us to start working on those beliefs. Do it sooner than later. And I can help you guys figure out what those limiting beliefs are, but it's so important. I wish I would have started doing that way sooner than I did, but you know what you know, right? So here I am 9 years later preaching to you guys, like, work on your mindset, work on your mindset. It's so important. So that's a little bit about my story. We all come somewhere, right? And I've been writing that story ever since then. Over my 9 years, I have been through so much stuff. I have been through 3 moves, two houses, 2 moves, 3 houses, 2 moves, 2 miscarriages, 2 pregnancies, 2 babies. My grandfather passed away this year. I've been through an animal family loss. I've been through, gosh, what else? I think that's really it. Those are the big things. And I'm still here. And this business has been the one thing, I feel like the one rock besides Nick, my husband, has been the one rock in my life. It's the one thing I can go to when I need cheering up. It's the one thing I can go to when I need to not think about what's going on in the world, what's going on in my life. It's the one thing I can go to when I can just like focus on serving, focus on helping other people, focus on connecting, and not worry about what's going on. It always fills my heart. So it's been the one thing that I know I can always go to when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling rocky, when I'm feeling like just I have no control of anything else. I know I can plug into my business and I can serve other people. I can connect with other people. I can compliment other people, and my bucket gets filled. And I think that's so amazing with what we do, is really focusing on that, which makes me want to go into the culture that I would love and I want to start building in this team. Is we're a team focused on growth. We're focused on growing ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally. And then we're helping others do the same thing. I feel like that's like the main thing I really want to have be part of our culture, is personal growth, focusing on growth. The second thing is we're relationship focused. We care more about people than the sale. We want to meet people where they're at, even if that means they start with, a free meal plan we have. Even if that means they just join our free community. Even if that means they start with Beachbody On Demand. We care more about the person and serving the person than we do about making an income, making a sale, making a Success Club point. We are committed for the long haul. We're committed here for your business, to your business, no matter how long it takes. And this is something that I feel like I committed to right away. Was I knew this was the one thing that was going to get me that goal of being home with my babies, because I did not want to go get another job. I knew there was nothing else out there that could get me this. And I made that decision that I was here. I was going to be committed for the long haul, no matter how long it took me, because I made it into a lifestyle, because this is a lifestyle. I turned health and fitness into my lifestyle, and I turned this business into part of my life. I've built this business into my life, not my life into this business, but I really believe that that's been a huge reason why I've been here for the long haul, even though it's been hard, even though there's so many goals I've put on my goal board that I'm not even close to. I'm still here because I'm still so fulfilled with what we do. And that's the kind of culture I want to build, of women and men who are so fulfilled with what we do that it doesn't matter if it takes them 15 years to hit their goals, that they're going to keep doing this because they know they're making an impact. They know they're adding value to others. They know they're serving people. And even if they could help a handful of women get closer to their goals, that fulfills them. We're a collective. We're a team that is collectively working together. We're looking for the best ways to help the team and sharing our knowledge consistently. If you find something that works for you, share with the team what you're doing. And we're showing up for each other. We're showing up even when life gets hard. We're showing up no matter what, because this business brings us joy. This business keeps us grounded, keeps us wanting to be better. So that's kind of like the culture I have just in my mind of like the things that I want us to keep working towards. So like if you feel like, okay, what are the things that I want to focus on those things. Those are things that you can be sharing about. And I also was going to share this, my vision for my life now when I was talking about my story is, like when I got started, my vision was to be home with my babies, but still bring in an income, right? My vision now that I'm home with both my babies, bringing in an income, is to build personal freedom so that we can purchase, give, buy, serve any amount of money, and we don't have to worry if there's money in our bank account, that we can write a check to somebody in need and that's close to our heart and not worry about money being in our bank account, that we can purchase what we need, what we want at any time and not have to worry about money being in our bank account, that we have the personal freedom, life freedom, time freedom to do what we want to do and not have to, depend on time off, depend on taking time off, depend on somebody else's schedule, that we have complete personal freedom. And that's my vision for my life now, is to build a life of personal freedom. The mission that I have for our team is Freedom Tribe is a tribe of people who are passionate about bettering themselves, working on bettering themselves while building a life of personal freedom. We're a tribe of people who are focused on sharing their journey to help others see that there can be more to life than what they're currently living. And a life and a tribe of people who are focused on, just like living up to their full potential, the potential that God put you here for, the calling that he has put on your heart. And I think, like we see so much about like, well, maybe we don't. I feel like I do because I'm in a lot of like different trainings that talk about like your calling, and you can use this business to share your calling if you know what your calling is. Maybe your calling is teaching something. Maybe your calling is, bringing people closer to the Lord. Maybe your calling is serving, children in need. Like whatever your calling you feel is you're called to, you can use this business to serve that calling, to serve those people, right? Like the more money you make with this business, the more people you can serve, the more people you can help. And I think if we look at it that way, like I want to make a crap ton of money so I can help a crap ton of people, right? Not just my family, like outside of my family, I want to be able to help a ton of people. And the only way for me to do that abundantly and make that kind of impact is for me to help people here where I've been planted. And the more people I can help in our business with their health and fitness, growing their business with their income, the more people I can help outside of Beachbody, right? Does that make sense? So that's a little bit about just like, my story and my vision for my life now, and our team mission and just the culture I really want to start creating for our team. And I really encourage you guys to just sit down and think about, like your story and your vision for your life. And, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's constantly going to change over time, and that's okay too. But just kind of knowing and having that clarity on like where you want to go a little bit, and maybe it's just a year from now. Where do you want to be a year from now? Looking at that and just seeing how coaching can help you get closer to that goal, even if it's not. Because I know some of you have been like, yeah, I don't really want to quit my job. I love what I do, but what would it be like to earn an extra $500 a month, right? What would you do with that? What would you do if you had an extra $500 a month? What would you do with that? Or a week? Start envisioning like what you would do with that extra money. So when that money comes in, you know what you're going to do with it. Maybe you put it into, you know, a savings account for your lake house, like Tiff. Maybe you start paying off debt. Maybe you, like me, you're building that financial freedom for that life, that personal life freedom, right? Maybe you want to quit your job. So you're, you know, working on making X amount to be able to quit your job, but maybe you're putting that money aside right now to build up a savings account, to pay off your car, to build a college account or a college fund for your kids. Like there's so many things that we can do when we have extra money instead of just living paycheck to paycheck. And if we look at this business like that, like you can help people, help yourself, right? Work on you getting results. Then by sharing your journey, you can help others get started on their journey and help them get results. And then you can help them do the same thing, share their journey and help other people get results. That is like the trickle effect, right? Like the ripple effect of us just showing up and sharing our hearts, sharing what's on our hearts and not being a salesy person. Not being focused on the sale, but being focused on what's on our heart and serving other people is going to get us a heck of a lot farther than focusing on the sale. So, do you guys have any questions for me? We can kind of open it up for like a Q&A if anybody has any questions. I see other, hey, Sonia, is it Sonia? Sonia and Paula, and I already said hey to Jen. Those of you who are still watching, do you guys have any questions at all about anything? I know I did want to talk about this and I was going to wait for another call, but I had made a poll earlier this week. What was the poll about? It was a poll asking what's the biggest reason why you guys aren't sharing about coaching or your journey? And a lot of you said you don't want to be annoying. And when I was thinking about that, I was thinking like, what's annoying? Like, what does annoying look like for you? I think if you can sit down and figure out like what does somebody who owns a business who's selling a product, what does it look like when they're annoying? Don't do that. Basically, don't do that. Like if you're already aware of like you don't want to be annoying, then don't do what you feel like an annoying person would do. Also, if you're afraid of sharing your journey and sharing, you know, like your Energize and your meals and your workouts and your Shakeology and your life every single day on your stories, your Instagram stories, think about this. They disappear after 12 hours. Or 24 hours. So the people who are seeing them aren't going to see a lot of the same things every single day. Like you will be sharing the same thing every single day. You'll feel really redundant, but it's not like they're seeing it over and over and over and over and over again because it disappears after 24 hours. And the same with your posts. I feel like the statistics on how many people actually see our posts is very low. Like we feel like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to see my post. They're going to be so annoyed of me sharing about my workout every single day or sharing about, you know, what I'm doing every single day. But not a majority. A lot of people do not see your posts. And a lot of people aren't thinking about you. They're more than likely probably thinking about them, you know? So that's also something to think about. And if you still struggle with social media and you feel like that is something you really struggle with, look for some social media trainings. Educate yourself. Look for knowledge. Work on that skill, right? Be a student and start like seeking out different different ways you can build that. If that's something you struggle with, is knowing like what to post, how to post. But I always say, you know, if you feel icky posting it, then don't post it, right? It has to feel good to you. It has to feel good from your heart. I know for me, for the longest time, I felt like I have to post. And now I'm definitely feeling more of like my guided intuition posting. When I am posting, I know it flows out of me because it's from my heart. So listening to that. So if you feel like I have to post, ask yourself, why are you posting? Also ask, what is this post gonna do? Like, how do you want this post to serve? How do you want this post to add value? Is it knowledge? Is it motivation? Is it humor? Is it maybe tips? Is it part of your story? Is it education? What are the other ones? Recipe? Like, what do you want others to get out of your post when you're posting? If you can ask yourself that one question before you post, it will help you know if like the post you're posting is for you and yucky, or if it's for other people and serving other people, right? So like example, if you take a selfie and you're posting about your workouts and you're like, workout is done. Like, what does that do for other people? Not really much. But if you take that same selfie and, you know, maybe during your workout, you had this aha, or you struggled through something and you like broke down in the middle of your workout, and you like share about that breakdown, and you share about how, you know, exercise has been this gateway for you to work through your emotions, to sweat out your tears, to sweat out your fears, to sweat out your whatever. And fitness has been that thing for you, and you share a little bit about that. That is impactful. That will motivate and inspire other people, right? Or you share like, oh my gosh, during this workout today, you know, like when I started, you know, 6 months ago, 60 days ago, a month ago, I couldn't even do one push-up. And because I've been consistent every single day with my workouts, I am now able to do 2 push-ups on my toes. And sharing that, and sharing how like you've never been able to do that before. You've never been committed to yourself this long, and how good it feels, and how other people can do that too. Like that is so much more impactful than having a post up that is like a picture of your Shakeology and being like, oh, drinking my superfood for the day. That's icky and that's gross. And I will never tell you guys to post like that. But if you share about why you're drinking it, and you put it in this yummy, wonderful, like Chalky is so good at sharing her shakes. Go look at her page. She's so good at like making her shakes look so yummy in like this beautiful glass like cup, and all blended up and so pretty. But make it pretty if you're going to share about Shakeology, or with your Energize. Put it in a, like I always make mine in like a glass jar now, because I feel like it looks so much more prettier than just in my shaker. So just things like that, like making your posts like not prettier, but not feel like it's a salesy post, right? Like you don't need to be blasting that it's like Beachbody or Shakeology or Energize. Like keep it curious so people ask you about it. It's kind of like a tangent on social media, but I feel like that's where a lot of you maybe struggle. Everything looks better in a wine glass. It totally does, Jen. Everything looks better in a wine glass. I even think like the wine glasses without the stem, I just think everything looks way prettier in there. Good. Way better. Any other questions you guys have for me about anything? Oh, weird. I just looked at the time in here, and it was live for 33 minutes and 33 seconds, and there was 3 people that were watching. Crazy. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you watch the recording and you have any questions, you can comment down below in this thread, and I will maybe answer them next week on the team call for next week. And like I said, keep working towards Success Club. Okay, you guys, keep reaching out to people who you've talked to in the past. Keep reaching out to your current customers and letting them know about the summer deal. I probably will I'm going to send out like a mass email to my client base tonight and just let them know that like, hey, if you guys don't have Beachbody On Demand, like maybe I'll send an email to my customers who don't have Beachbody On Demand and let them know about this deal. And then I'll send a email to my customers who do have Beachbody On Demand and let them know about the completion pack deal, and just giving them the info and the option to basically upgrade. So whew, I hope you guys are having a great night. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're having a great month, considering all this crazy stuff that's going on. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, you can comment down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for jumping on, and I will talk to you guys next